The show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
And on the line, we have Drew Gaffney with Broken Bow and Burwell Livestock. Good morning, Drew.
Morning.
How's things out in the country?
Things are good.
Good.
Double moisture, things are looking a little better.
Kind of green things up a little bit. Now we'll just put a little bit more on it, right?
That'd be just fine. Sure user.
We sure could. So how's things going at the barns?
Things are going good. We had 2 big weeks last week. Had a special calf and feeder sale in Broken Bow and special lay-up sale. Had another special lay-up sale and bred cows and pairs in Burwell. And I'll kind of give you a recap how we got along. In Broken Bow on Thursday, we had those high-yielding cows of 150 to 159. The next cut of those feeding cows was 140 to 149.75. Heiferettes is 160 to 269. Thin cows 138 to 139, and bulls is 165 to 275. Got in that calf and feeder. We did have a handful of baby calves we sold there right after the layup cows. Had those baby calves anywhere from $350 a head up to $1,500 per head. Got in the calf and feeder division. Had a really nice run of those calves. Had a lot of strong demand. Most of these calves were fresh calves weaned off fall cows. I'll kind of tell you how we got along there. In the steer division, we had some 472-pound steers at $432.50. Had some 622-pound steers at $360. Had some 585-pound steers at $375. Had some 629-pound steers at $360 even, and had some 575-pound steers at $330. Heifer division, we had some 464-pound heifers at $4. Had some 575-pound heifers at $315. Had some heifers at $317.5. Had some 543-pound heifers at $350. Kind of how we got along there on Thursday. Friday, like I said, had a special layup sale along with cow-calf pairs and videos. In the pair division, we sold some solid mouth pairs anywhere from $3,000 up to $3,275 per pair. Then we got into bred cows. We had some solid mouth cows bringing anywhere from $3,200 up to $3,400 per head, and had some broken mouth cows anywhere from $27.25 up to $28.5. That's how we operated last week in Broken Bow and Burwell. This week in Broken Bow, got a really nice sale. Got lay-up cows there at 9 o'clock, and then we're going to be on to some video pairs right at 1 o'clock. And then we've got a lot of live pairs in the barn and bred cows in the barn. Got a really nice run of those. Encourage you to get online, take a look at those. Then back in Burwell on Friday, got a special layup sale along with video pair sale. Got 90 head of those pairs coming off of one ranch down by Culbertson, Nebraska. Super nice set of pairs. All AI calves, all out of the same sire. A really sweet set. Got any questions, like I said, encourage you to get online, look at the videos, all those cattle ahead of time. Or give me a call, 308-872-1105.
All right, Drew. Thanks a lot. Hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week.
You too, guys. Thanks.
Thank you very much. All right, Drew Gaffney with the Burwell and Broken Bow Livestock Barns rolling along. And I was just talking about the barns yesterday and how important they are to our communities. So keep up the good work, guys. It helps everybody.
Yes.
All right, let's get this over with. I need your help.
Okay.
What do you call that when gas is passed?
When gas is passed.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. I think the word flatulence.
Flatulence.
Yes.
So it's Dog Flatulence Awareness Day. So dogs can really, as you say, empty a room sometimes.
Wow. Yeah, they can.
They're just like people. They sometimes have problems.
Well, yeah.
If you consider that a problem.
Yeah. So they have a day for this.
Yeah, it's Dog Blank Awareness Day.
Awareness Day.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Where do these days originate? Who comes up with these days? Is there just a guy that sits in their house and just makes days? Is that their job? How do these days come about?
Good question. I did see an article on that, and there is probably more than one group of people, trying to figure out what day, what they want to have designated to a day. But there are a couple that have been doing it for a number of years, and they've worked on it for many years. So, yeah, there's just people out there.
Really? Wow.
Today we're going to salute whatever.
Okay.
Well, everyone blames the dog, but dogs really do
pass gas.
Pass gas, yeah. The main reason, though, they're different than humans.
Oh.
I guess you knew that.
Yes.
But the main reason they pass gas is because they swallow air when they eat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And dogs can't burp.
Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah. So there's only one way out.
Yeah. So be aware
Yeah.
of that today, apparently.
Yeah, and if you watch your dog eat and the dog is eating really fast and gulping like they do,
Sure.
then be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Could happen. So also, I like this one. Draw a bird day.
Oh.
Yeah. Doesn't even have to be good. Just give yourself a little break and sit down and draw a bird with wings. And, yeah, it's very soothing. They started Draw a Bird Day back in 1943, though. This isn't one they just thought up recently. It was during the Second World War as a way for soldiers to get a moment of silence or a break in, a very horrific situation. Mm-hmm. So they'd have them take a time out and draw birds.
Oh.
And that's how that started.
That's interesting.
Yeah, back in 43. I think that's good. I might just... let's draw a bird. You draw a bird, I'll draw a bird.
All right.
All right.
You draw a bird, I'll draw a bird, brother.
Bird. Bird is the word. Haven't you heard about the bird? Bird. Okay, let me...
I don't even know how to begin. I don't draw. Now, see, this is to give you a break. Now I'm all full of anxiousness. I'm all nerved up because I can't draw. Now I'm becoming frustrated. It's having the negative effect on me.
Well, just chill. Just take a moment to draw a bird.
How do you draw a bird?
Well, I'll show you here.
All right. You said it doesn't have to be good, though,
no,
right?
No, it doesn't have to be good.
All right. Well, I can draw the beak at least.
I'm going to put tail feathers on this one.
Boy, this is riveting radio, isn't it?
All right, here's mine. I got mine.
Excuse us while Dave draw a bird.
There it is. There's my bird.
That's a good bird. Mine is starting to look like a snowman. I
can't tell
it's
what kind of bird this is. Looks like maybe one of those little birds that hangs out around water with the long beaks.
I can't. I'm not even going to show mine. I can't draw. I'm very bad at drawing. Well, I have no artistic bone in my body when it comes to drawing things.
Okay. You could have had a moment of silence and peace, but...
I know, and it just turned into the opposite for me.
It really did.
It created all kinds of stress.
It sure did.
Sorry.
Well, then what you need to do is go to the zoo.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And
relax. Go to the zoo and look at the birds.
Yeah, because it's Zoo Lovers Day.
I would love to go back to the zoo. I love the zoo.
We have a great zoo in Nebraska, one of the best in the country.
Absolutely.
The Omaha Zoo is fantastic.
It's amazing.
And the Lincoln Children's Zoo is really, really nice.
Is it? Never been.
Oh, yeah. For taking kids, it's just about right. You know, it's not overwhelming and you don't stand in line quite as long as you do at the Omaha Zoo, I don't think. I haven't been to the Children's Zoo for a long time, but that's where the monkey grabbed my neck in the Lincoln Children's Zoo.
I don't know if I've heard this
story.
Yeah,
I've told you the story.
Have you?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm glad you're still here.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of monkey it was, but it got a hold of me and wouldn't let me go. Through the bars.
I kind of wish I could have been there to see that.
It's quite traumatic, to be honest with
I'm
you.
sure it was.
I went through a door. I've told this story many times. I went through a door I thought was into another room in the zoo, but it was a maintenance room or something.
Yeah.
Well, they had these kind of barriers, just bar barriers to keep you from getting too close to the cage.
Uh-huh.
And when I came out the door, when I realized I wasn't going to see any more animals in the maintenance room, I came out between the bars and that barrier.
Oh.
And then I turned around to look, and about that time, the monkey grabbed my neck and pinned me against the bars.
Did they have to call a zookeeper to get you free?
It didn't take long for somebody to come over and get me loose.
Yeah?
They saw it happen, yeah. I don't know how old I was. I wasn't all that old, but I do remember it very well.
Yeah. Well, that's something that would stay with you.
Yeah.
That's
why
kind
every
of a
once in a while-
traumatic event.
Yeah, and so every once in a while I have to draw a bird.
Oh, okay.
Hey, guess what? Today we're going to play a lot of music from 1958
Oh, okay.
and some other songs around that time period as well. So let's get going. Let's celebrate spring together with Rockin' Robin. Rockin' Robin. We'll quickly, I'll say this again, quickly look at the school lunch menus today. Today's Tuesday, right? So today it's tacos at Arnold.
All right, we'll go to Cozad next. Tachos with baked beans and cornbread today. Hot honey garlic chicken bites with garlic toast. And the pizza bar at Cozad today.
Chili dog and French fries at Ansley.
Callaway today, serving chicken strips at Callaway School.
Chicken quesadillas at Thedford.
Broken Bow today, beef taco in a bag, pork fritter sandwich, fresh-baked Italian turkey sub. Grill Station combo today in Broken Bow's a hot dog basket.
At Sargent, turkey or ham with stuffing, mashed potatoes with gravy, fruit, and pumpkin pie, and dinner roll, and milk at Sargent.
And Selma Myrna today, beef taco in a bag, pork fritter sandwich and Uncrustable cheese and cracker platter at Anselmo Myrna.
And at the Prairie Pioneer Center today, it is barbecued meatballs, cheesy hash browns, California blend, and fruit.
All right, couple more school lunch menus to pass your way. Sandhill School in Dunning runs today at Sandhills. And at Gothenburg today, going to go with a loaded sack lunch at Gothenburg.
All right, folks, if you're celebrating a birthday today, you are celebrating with Julian Lennon, age 62, the firstborn son of the late Beatles legend John Lennon. And he had a few of his own solo hits. Biggest one probably one you might remember, Too Late for Goodbyes. Izzy Stradlin is 63 today. His actual name is Jeffrey Isbell, Hall of Fame guitarist, founded the band Guns N' Roses along with Axl Rose. And J.R. Bourne is 55 today, best known for playing Wolf Hunter, Chris Argent in Teen Wolf, and also starred in Stargate, the Stargate film. He is, again, 55 today. And, ladies and gentlemen, let me push the button here.
Oh, yeah.
Just a good old
It's
boy.
John Snyder's birthday today. He is 65, starring in, of course, The Dukes of
Beats
Hazzard.
all you never
yeah.
saw. Been in trouble with the law since the day they was
One of the
born.
greatest television shows to ever be created in the history of American television.
Say that again. I want to hear that again.
I love the Dukes of Hazzard. I'm not afraid to admit it. I have the entire series on DVD.
Well,
I love the Dukes of Hazzard.
yeah, every neighbor is a little different.
You know what? You forget John Schneider actually had, at least a handful of
He did.
country hits.
It was pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
I mean-
he had some songs go to number one, I believe.
Yeah, real traditional sound.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Who was
Anyway.
your favorite Dukes of Hazzard character?
I didn't watch Dukes of Hazzard much.
Really?
Kids watched
Oh,
a little bit, so I caught some. I really didn't. I don't know. Didn't watch that too much.
Yeah.
The car was cool.
Yes. You know what? It really was a character.
It was. Yeah.
The generally,
Just settle,
Like-
settle down.
like,
Brent.
yeah.
Hey, we'll get done.
See, you to calm you down. You draw a bird. Brent's gonna go home and watch an episode of the Dukes of Hazzard.
Takes all kinds, as they
yes.
say. Caught my eye. This particular, it's called Radio Station Yak Rock Backfires. It was a joke. Last week, a big radio station in Los Angeles, KLOS, pulled a massive April Fool's Day prank by switching the format from classic rock to yak rock. Like Christopher Cross and Michael McDonald and some of those artists. But the joke's now on the station because they have listeners who won't stop calling demanding that they switch for good. And the station admits they didn't expect anyone to actually like it and picked a format that doesn't really exist on the radio, maybe until now. What a Fool Believes. Logan is here from Arrow Seed. How you doing, Logan?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good, good. You want to play the game with us real quick?
Sure.
All right, we're going to give away a prize. What is the prize, Brent?
Well, it's Tuesday, so Tumbleweed Day, and this will get you a free food item to Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill.
Right on.
Connected to the Tumbleweed Cafe. So here's your question for today. We've been asking questions this week regarding the tragic day that happened April 14th, 1865, the day Abraham Lincoln was shot. So here's your question for today. What was the name of the play that Lincoln and his wife, Mary Todd, were attending when he was shot? What was the name of the play that Lincoln and his wife, Mary Todd, were attending when he was shot? Your choices are The Sound of Music, My American Cousin, The Black Pearl, or The Tragedy of Man. What was the name of the play that Lincoln and his wife were attending when he was shot? Was it The Sound of Music, My American Cousin, The Black Pearl, or The Tragedy of Man? If you know the answer, call us at 872-2801.
Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow offers delicious food in a family-friendly atmosphere. Open 6 until 4. Don't miss daily lunch specials and the Sunday buffet. Need a quick bite? Express breakfast is 6 to 11 Monday to Friday, and express lunch is 11 to 2. On the go, pick up a ready-to-go casserole for busy nights. For evening cravings, visit Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill. Open nightly from 5 to 10 with specials, appetizers, and snacks. It's all waiting for you on East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
We have a caller on the line. I did not get a chance to visit with them before, so let's find out who we have on the phone. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. My name is Owen.
Welcome. Here's your question.
All right. What was the name of the play that Lincoln and his wife were attending when he was shot? Was it The Sound of Music, My American Cousin, The Black Pearl, or The Tragedy of Man?
Was it My American Cousin?
It was My American
Wow.
Cousin. You got it. And because you've answered correctly, we're going to put your name on a certificate that'll get you a free food item when you go to Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill here in Broken Bow. So come on out and see us when you can, all right?
Yep, yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, yep, thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Logan, it's Draw a Bird Day. Do you want to draw a bird while you're talking there? I'd like to see you draw a bird.
You know, I mean, what kind of a bird do you want?
Oh, any kind.
You know, so it's funny that you say it's bird day.
Yeah.
So I like to play around at home. You know, I'm kind of a joker, I guess.
Yeah. I can.
And I've actually been impersonating a flamingo quite a bit.
You have?
Yeah, my wife did not like that, and she demanded I put my foot down.
Ah.
Renee. Oh, Renee.
So I did.
Hey, I guess you're getting busy at Arrow Seed.
We are.
And what are you getting busy with?
A little bit of everything.
Okay.
A little bit of everything.
All right.
I will start out with this. So we're looking for retail help desperately.
Okay.
It's getting to be that time of year. We just need
You need help.
Need
Yeah.
a little bit of help. But one of my favorite sayings that actually was from my great grandfather, I think it was. You know, when one door closes, another door opens. He was a horrible carpenter. But maybe you've had a door close in your life and you need to open a new chapter.
Yes.
Why not come on in and apply?
Yeah, and you know, there's a good time to start a job is when everything is full steam ahead. So you see everything in action, and they will, because you guys are busy right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Field seeds going out, so your spring small grains, alfalfa, grass seed, turf grass. I mean, it's all
going
It's
out.
all hitting right now.
Yeah.
And we're getting ready to gear up and start our 5-step fertilizer program. Gardens will be going in. You know, it's just
Spring.
it's spring.
Yeah.
Spring has sprung.
That's great. That's great. And we have a little moisture to kind of get us excited, and hopefully we'll get some more to make things grow. It's a little early yet for most things, but preparation doesn't hurt anything. And come in select the seeds and so forth for the gardens?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and we should be getting potatoes and onions soon. I don't know if you guys saw what the temperature was this morning, below freezing.
Yes.
Again, we don't get our potatoes and onions in until there's a stretch of I guess I'd call it non-perishable weather.
Yeah.
So they can ship the stuff to us without it getting frozen in transfer or
Makes
in
sense.
transport. So
Yeah, we've had some cold overnights here lately. It was 55 yesterday. Today we're going to be, I think, in the 70s. If I read
Yeah,
it
and
correctly.
I think the nighttime temperatures aren't going to drop nearly as low here
Okay.
for the next few days.
So
is what I saw anyway.
all right, now the ag guys out there and gals, what are they planning then? What are they putting in right now?
a lot of oats going in
Okay.
right now, you know, and oats are a good either a forage or if you want to take it for hay, and then go in following later this summer with the sorghum sedan or millet or something.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right. So when do you have to help me here, Logan? Alfalfa, when does that go in? Is that a fall?
about now.
About now?
Yep. If you want to do a spring planting.
Okay.
So the thing with alfalfa, it's really divided. You know, some of the old timers say do a fall plant. You won't have to worry about the weeds that way,
Mm-hmm.
but you're taking a big risk on the moisture side of things.
Winters
You-
coverage.
You know,
Yeah.
so if you do a spring planting, you know you're gonna get it's gonna rain
Yeah.
someday, sometime in the future. It's gonna rain. You do a spring
Yes.
planting, you have a better chance at getting that moisture, but you're also gonna deal with the weeds, you know, for a little bit.
Yeah. I was thinking
So-
about alfalfa being in the fall, but you can do either.
Yeah.
Either or. Okay.
Yep.
All right. And I mean, there are people out there who are really into hay production who have alfalfa under pivots as well. So there's that side of it too. So there's a lot of things going in the ground right now, and more to come. How's your supply holding up?
Supply is doing really good.
Good.
Yep. We're sitting good on pretty much everything.
Okay. All right. And in the store, of course, when it warms up a little bit and the grass starts growing, folks are going to want to put some of those cattle out on some grass eventually, or move them here and there. And with the limited amount of moisture we've had, I would imagine some pasture management will be required. And I know you've got the fencing supplies for that as well.
We do. We absolutely do.
Yeah.
So
He's multitasking, Brent. He's drawing.
I know.
A bird.
I'm over here watching. I'm watching him draw a bird, and actually, as I watch it, I'm like, why am I feeling bad about the bird that I drew?
well, you asked me to draw a bird, so I'm drawing.
It made Brent got him all nervous.
It
and
did.
everything.
It stressed me out. I'm just not an artist.
I'm not much of an artist.
Well, it looks like you're scribbling there. Can I take a look?
There you go.
can.
Nice.
Is that a turkey?
That it's supposed to be a
Yeah,
turkey.
that was going to be
Yeah.
my guess.
That's a pretty good turkey. And is spring hunting on
It
tap for
is-
turkeys?
So I have to drive by a flock of turkeys every morning on my way into work, and
it's
it is
tempting?
it is very tempting.
Yeah.
I think shotgun turkey starts here in Easter weekend, maybe.
Okay.
It's coming right up.
All right.
It's
Right.
archery season right now for turkeys.
Speaking of birds of all kinds, they're really chirping it up out there. The Cardinals are just having they're putting on a concert here lately, and all sorts of little birds here and there, and the feeders have been busy. So if you are low on bird feed seeds, you can help there too.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just put out it's our wild bird mix, and it's a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to attract a little bit of everything, and it does.
Yeah, isn't that
There,
fun?
I mean, you can look out there. There'll be little songbirds, finches, sparrows, blackbirds, doves, cardinal, everything.
Do you have grackles at your place?
Yeah, and they're fun target practice sometimes,
Boy, when they come in herds, don't they?
and they wipe everything out.
Oh, I'll tell you one thing they like: cat food.
Really?
Yeah, they love to drop off on your porch and have a meal of cat food right out of the bowl.
Interesting. So, speaking of birds, do you have much for crows here in town?
I don't see a lot of crows.
So we've got quite a few crows. I live obviously just outside of town. We've got quite a few crows, and what I've found really gets me up in the morning is when they start making a lot of noise. It's cause for alarm. But it really gets me up in the morning when I hear them. So
I think you need to draw another bird. Oh, Logan, it's great to see you.
Anything that we didn't talk about that you want to mention this morning?
We are having a blowout sale on our food processing stuff.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
So I think Jason touched on that.
he did.
A little bit last week, but
Great time to get started then.
absolutely,
Okay.
fire sale.
Fire sale going into the spring and summer months. And again, we mentioned to you that if you're thinking about processing your own game, also add to that list your own chicken, your own beef, your own pork.
Yep, and I think we've still got some vacuum bags and vacuum sealers and stuff on hand. So
Okay.
that's a good way to preserve your garden veggies.
It really is. And we're going to want to do that this year because, well, they're not only delicious, they're expensive at the store. So
Right. Well, and there's no tariffs on homegrown
yeah,
garden.
we don't have to get involved in all that if we grow our own.
No,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes the corn will listen to you because it's got ears and stuff, but
Oh my gosh, we better go.
Other than that,
Thanks a lot, Logan. We'll
thanks,
take
guys.
We'll take a break and catch up on some news. Logan Girardin, Arrow Seed, Broken Bow, Nebraska, open 5.5 days a week in downtown Broken Bow.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
It's the best start to my day.
Is there anything better than getting rewarded? Let us ask you this. How many reward apps do you currently have on your phone? Are you 2 purchases away from that free coffee or maybe a sandwich? Well, maybe we have one last question. Are you being rewarded for spending? If you said no, we can help you change that. At Bruning Bank, we offer 4 levels of our Bruning Bank credit card so we can best match you with the credit card suited for your lifestyle. The best part? You earn rewards with every purchase. Give us a call today at 308-872-2757 or visit BruningBank.com to learn how you can make the most of your purchases. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
Geared for Sports is ready for the spring season. Whether you're gearing up for baseball, softball, or just enjoying being a fan, they have you covered with a wide range of men's, women's, and youth sizes. Golfers, they have gear for you too, and all your softball and baseball essentials like gloves, pants, balls, bats, and hats are at Geared for Sports. Plus, new arrival alert, Cane Recovery footwear stays functional in water and on land. Come try a pair on. Open Monday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturday 10 to 4, Geared for Sports in Broken Bow.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. President Trump's promising to impose additional 50% tariffs on Chinese imports if the country doesn't withdraw retaliatory tariffs by noon today. And Beijing is responding. The BBC's Stephen McDonald.
Beijing is digging in the face of these latest threats from Donald Trump, saying it'll introduce its own countermeasures if Donald Trump makes good on these threats.
The Supreme Court's ruled the president can use an 18th century wartime law to deport Venezuelan migrants. But correspondent Jan Crawford says they'll have to have court hearings first.
All 9 justices agree that there must be some kind of process before the Trump administration can remove people for deportation.
Police in the Dominican Republic say at least 13 people were killed, more than 70 injured, when the roof of a disco collapsed in the capital of Santo Domingo early today. Officials say they're searching the rubble for possible survivors. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Here's a look at Nebraska news. In a story released by KNOP, a juvenile was arrested on Friday after a firearm was reported stolen. According to the Alliance Police Department, a citizen reported a stolen handgun after telling the police they had given the male juvenile a ride to an apartment complex 2 weeks ago. The citizen told the police the handgun was fully loaded and stored under the seat of his pickup truck. Officers were led to the residence of the juvenile, and a consent to search his bedroom was given by the juvenile and the owner of the residence. Owners found the 9mm handgun under the bed, which matched the description given by its owner. The juvenile was taken into custody and was transported to the Juvenile Detention Center in Norfolk. Charges are pending. The Alliance Police Department would like to remind all firearm owners the critical importance of a proper firearm storage. The press release said, storing firearms in secure, locked containers or using a cable or trigger locks can prevent unauthorized access, especially by children or unauthorized individuals. Firearms should always be unloaded when not in use, and ammunition stored separately in a secure location. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting for Central Nebraska's news source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
The Florida Gators won the national title in college basketball Monday night, 65-63 over Houston, which had the ball for the last 19 seconds but failed to get a shot off. The Gators trailed by 12 early in the second half. In the NBA, Sacramento was a comeback winner at Detroit, 127-117. Zach LaVine, 43 points and 37 for teammate DeMar DeRozan. Miami sent Philadelphia to a 12th straight loss, 117-105. The NBA regular season ends Sunday. In the NHL, St. Louis's 12-game winning streak ended with a 3-1 defeat at Winnipeg. Tampa Bay was a 5-1 winner at the Rangers. The Masters starts Thursday. Practice was suspended by weather. In Major League Baseball, Padres and Seattle each won, Baltimore as well. Cincinnati got 2 runs in the 8th and won at San Francisco 2-0, ending the Giants' 7-game winning streak. The Mets won their 5th straight.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Daytime highs approaching 73. Today, under mainly sunny skies, southerly winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies. Tonight, lows level off around 43. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Tomorrow, slight chance of rain showers. Highs level off around 69. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Runza is your destination for good times and good food. Delicious burgers, amazing one-of-a-kind Runzas, and great seasonal meals, drinks, and sides. Don't miss Pig in a Blanket Days at your local Broken Bow Runza on Highway 2.
It is 10 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. Let's go outside with Jack Simpson and find out what it really feels like. Jack?
Well, good morning. It's a beautiful sunny skies outside, 32 degrees. Winds are definitely a factor, 5 to 10 out of the southeast. Barometric pressure at 29.97 with humidity at 60%. No rain or snow in the last 24 hours. The precipitation for this month will stay 6,400. High yesterday of 55, overnight low of 30. Sunrise today was at 7:09 with sunset today 8:11. A little bit of traffic this morning. I do have a question for you, Mr. Dave.
Oh, fire away.
So, snake season, it's getting warmer. We're going to start seeing more snakes, and I know Brenda's just going to love this question. Can we keep one as a station pet?
No.
No, we don't. I could go a lot of different directions with that, but the answer is no.
I know.
Thanks, Jack.
You're welcome.
All right. Brett, would you introduce our guest? I'm going to adjust that camera a little bit because I think one of the stars of the show is not quite on camera, and I want to make sure.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah, we've got Jeff Denson here from Team Physical Therapy, and you've brought some guests with you. Would you like to introduce this morning?
I'm horrible at introductions, but this is Linda Shull.
Hi, Linda.
Hi.
The voice of Team PT since 2002. And yesterday, Natalie Eggleston started.
Hi, Natalie.
Hello.
Wow, you just started at Team PT and he brings you to the radio.
That's right.
Yeah, welcome.
Thanks.
Wow, Linda, 2002. Talk a little bit about what led you to Team PT and what you've enjoyed about it during all of these years.
You know, it's a very easy atmosphere to be around. Jeff's always got some comic relief sometimes. And love the patients. That's the biggest thing is you get to see them come in when they're hurting and they walk out with a smile.
Yeah. So for those who maybe don't know, just kind of share with our listeners all of your responsibilities. I'm guessing that a lot of it has to do with some of the paperwork and stuff, and I can only imagine how that has changed over the 20-plus years you've been there.
Well, when I first started, we had everything in a notebook, and we did everything with pencil. As it's proceeded on, we have everything on the computer now. I have 2 screens. I never thought I'd be able to figure out that one, but you know, you have to get all the insurance cards and all the paperwork and who they've seen, and it can be a nightmare.
I'm sure
but
it
I'm
is.
showing her the nightmare.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, how's that going?
It's good.
For you?
It's really
Yeah?
good. Yeah.
Good. That's wonderful. So you're the newbie. Give us a little background on yourself and what led you to Team PT.
So I'm from Callaway, born and raised. My parents owned a restaurant there for 14 years. We owned Joe's Cafe. And I then wanted to go to nursing school so bad. And I was in healthcare for probably 6 or 7 years and decided that's just not really what I wanted to do, but I still wanted to be attached to it somehow. And Team PT was placed right in front of me, and away I am. Here
Wonderful.
I am. Yep.
Well, great to have you here
Thanks.
today. Is this everything you dreamed it would be when he told you were
yeah.
coming into the radio?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Mr. Denson, I know that you're very appreciative of the team that you have at Team.
Absolutely.
And these are 2 big parts of it because it all starts with that opening phone call. And you need someone who can kind of lead people through the process, especially if they're calling you for the first time.
Yeah, Linda has for years been the most positive person you could ever have on a phone, and I've appreciated that forever. Natalie and I have not been around each other much yet, but during the interview it was just apparent it was the right choice. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Lena, when it comes to the insurance aspect of it, I can only imagine how kind of confusing it can be for the patient because they probably walk in, they may not even know if insurance will cover the appointment or what. I'm sure working with the patient regarding all of that is a big part of what you do.
Well, I always try to I always call them olders. They have no clue.
Yeah.
You know, they'll open their wallet and say, okay, what do you need? And so I rifle through their wallet and try to find the right cards, make copies of everything. And there's a lot of times that I even step them through the paperwork because it can be a headache also. And a lot of them can't hear at all. So, you know, you're yelling at them as they're sitting right there. But, you know, it's always been fun to meet new people and, again, make them better.
Yeah. Well, and that's really what it's all about. You don't want that aspect of it to deter them from getting better. And that's where I know you have a big part in helping them through all of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be interesting. They think they have one thing and they don't. And, you know, you have to say, okay, you have something else. You need to bring it next time. Well, I don't know where it is. Okay. And a lot of times in that point, we can go back with billing if we have their some card. They can go through and get into the system of, you know, Medicare and whatever else, and they can find the cards that we need. And a lot of times they will give me a copy, and if they don't have a copy of it, the older, I will make a copy and give them a copy. So then they have something to take somewhere else.
Yeah. That was going to be one of my questions. If a person comes in, they don't think that they have coverage, and then later in the process they find out maybe they do have something, if they can maybe still come to you with that, and you can maybe go back and apply that to what has already been done. Is that a possibility?
Oh, yeah.
or-
We do that quite often. You know, we try to get the main paperwork done. And then we'll say, okay, if you can go home, search, find it, maybe we can find it on our end, you know, come back the next visit, at least get one visit under their belt so the therapist can find out what needs to be done. And then it's a case that when they come back the second time, okay, you have this insurance, there's your copy that you can take with you. And it's always nice to see them smile.
Yeah, yeah. And that's a big part of what team's about, right, Jeff? I mean,
Absolutely.
making sure that they're smiling through the entire process from beginning to end when they start to feel better, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Linda, do you have times where people go, you know, I think I'm better now, and I don't think I need to come in anymore? And do you have to kind of encourage him to finish the regiment that was set up for him? Because I think that's a human nature thing. We all go, yeah, I'm feeling better. I think maybe I ought to just not do it anymore. Do you have conversations like that?
We do. Try to talk them into coming back at least one more time to make sure it stays where it's supposed to.
Yeah.
They can get, you know, whatever muscles relaxed or whatever, and then they think they're cured.
Yeah.
But if they would come back the one more time, then they can figure out, well, no, it's not quite as good as I thought it was, and so they'll come back again. There's a lot of them that we lose after one visit.
Yeah.
But we try to get them to come back.
That's really
It's-
just part of it, isn't it? I mean,
absolutely.
Jeff, that probably doesn't surprise you that much.
No. Mm-mm.
But
Yeah, if they're moving better and feeling good, that's our goal.
that's what you're
So,
after.
Yep.
Natalie, how do you feel about all of this? It's a lot to learn here.
It is a lot to learn, but I came from working in the ER here in Broken Bow, and so
Oh.
I'm very used to dealing with patients and dealing with their insurance and dealing with unhappy people. But it'll be nice to see them in a better light this time and at their best instead of maybe their worst.
Yeah, I think that would be nice, and I think there's a certain amount of people who also enjoy the social time when they're having their physical therapy, and kind of miss it when they can't come back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we have patients that will miss
Yeah.
social time with Linda. So
Oh, I bet. I bet. Natalie, question a little off base here, but Callaway, right? Live in Callaway?
I live in Broken Bow now.
You live in Broken Bow. When you were in Callaway, did Gene Snaringer harass you at all? Because I'm
yes. Yes, he did.
We're considering litigation against Gene, and I just wanted to see if you had any problems with
Yeah,
him.
would you like to join us? We'll put your name on the
He
form.
tips me really good at the cafe. I can't complain.
That's good.
I bet. Well, boy, you've just had such great people around you, and that continues. But I know you're going to miss Linda.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been wonderful years.
Yeah. And Linda, what when you have more spare time, what are some of the things you're thinking about doing?
Well, I've been asked, what are you going to do after you're retired? And I said, nothing. But I'll bet money that, you know, I'll still wake up at 6 o'clock and think, okay, I need to get to work. No, I don't. But I have some grandkids in Omaha that I don't get down to very often, and that's one of my goals. And I haven't had the time to do a lot of my crafting. I do quilting and that kind of stuff, sewing for myself.
Yeah.
I used to do it for other people, but I don't anymore. Never had the time. So, yeah, I have, every time I sit down at my desk in my office, I think, oh, I want to do that. So I'll write it down. I have a list
Well, I
that
bet.
I want to start, but who knows when I'll get it started.
Well, you will, and
Oh, yeah.
this way you can do it as it unfolds, right?
Correct.
And I'm sure Jeff, having some experience in management myself. You try to keep somebody as long as you can, and when they start talking about retirement, you go, "Oh, maybe you don't want to put it. It'll be fine. Just keep working."
We talked about that.
Yes, we did.
We did. She said it was time, and it was time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoy. I know you will.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was off sick for a little while, and I thought, I kind of like this. So, yeah, went in and talked to Jeff, and he understood.
Yep. Well, looks like it's pretty seamless so far. You've got Natalie, who has medical experience and understands the system, which has got to be really complicated. Yes. But working in ER, that was probably like drinking from a fire hose, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Linda, I've got a question. Sure. You talked about starting with a notebook, writing in pencil. Have you saved all the notebooks?
Oh, no, they're far gone.
Okay. I just wondered. I didn't know if you had to save those for for records, or I assume everything got transferred to the computer, didn't it?
Yeah.
She writes a lot of notes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
They can't read them, but I still write a lot of notes.
Way better than mine.
Well, that's crypted that way, Linda.
Yeah, there you go. They have to keep me.
Now, Natalie's going to have to protect it in another way. Yes. Yeah. All right. Anything else, Jeff?
No, I just wanted to introduce Natalie and thank Linda. So,
well, thank you, Linda, for your work. I know Jeff appreciates
I'll miss it.
Yep. You will, but
maybe
she can come back in anytime.
I was going to say, I'll come bug him.
Yeah, stop back in. You could just get a little exercise regimen going and come in and do some.
Well, you know what? I've thought about that.
Yeah, just relax and do a little.
Watch everybody else work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Natalie, are you going to take advantage of some of the equipment yourself? And
I might.
You might. All right. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Appreciate it. Now, question for the ladies: was it as bad as you thought it was going to be being here with Brett and Dave?
No.
That's good.
It was
you were light on them. That's good.
Yeah, very, very, very nice today.
Dave stayed away from personal questions, so
we can delve
feel
in
lucky. Yeah.
Let's see. We're playing oldies today on the Breakfast Show, so let's get back to it here on this. What day is this? Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Thank you so much. It's hard to tell anymore. I don't know what day it is. Let's take a look at hot news on the breakfast show. Oh, boy. Yeah. Well, Florida wins the March Madness National Championship. No big deal there. Here's one more important. What's making TikTokers wear underwear on their heads?
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Well, thanks to TikTok, wearing your underwear on your head is suddenly a thing. It started with a hair influencer who found a way to use a thong to wrap her straight hair for heat-free curls. And now it seems like everyone's giving it a try, except some are forgetting to take off the thong before leaving the house.
Oh.
Experts say, yeah, it works, but it'll probably break your hair after a while. Also, a headband does the same thing, but it's just not as popular on TikTok right now. That's hot news.
I guess so. Yeah. Wow. Thank you for keeping Central Nebraska informed.
I feel good about it.
Yeah.
Let's check in with Mark Stock. Shall we do that?
Let's do
that right after these words.
Make us part of your morning routine.
Just really great music, and you guys are fun and active and lively and just a good station.
Central Nebraska wakes up with Dave and Brent on The Breakfast Show.
Hi, this is Andrew Mason. Normally I would say with Pearson PT, but that's no longer the case. We are now Rise Rehab and Performance. As you may have heard, Aaron Nelson and myself took over the clinic at the beginning of the year, and now we are moving forward with a new name. Again, it's Rise Rehab and Performance. Same location, same number, same awesome staff, and the same great care you've come to expect from us. That's Rise Rehab and Performance. Come see us for all your physical therapy needs, 872-5800.
The 4-H and FFA programs were that foundation set for me to compete and get better all the time.
I was also introduced to topics like entrepreneurship and record keeping. All of those experiences grow lots of possibilities.
If you believe in developing the next generation, these programs are developing leaders for our community and our state.
Choice gas election has begun. Call 877-274-5710 by April 23rd to make your choice. Constellation is proud to support Nebraska 4-H and FFA.
Well, good morning, everybody. Mark Stock here with Big Iron Auction Company. And today at 1 o'clock, we'll be conducting our breeding stock livestock auction. Several pairs will be selling. There are Red Angus second calf heifer pairs that will sell by Milford, Nebraska for Blue River Cattle LLC. These are reputation quality animals. Also, Tanner Groves will be selling some Black Baldy first calf heifer pairs. Plugy and French will be selling some Red Angus registered open heifers, and Trenton Snow is also a featured seller for today's livestock sale. 1 o'clock this afternoon is when the first animals start to close. And then tomorrow at 9 o'clock a.m., we'll be selling over 1,400 items. Some of the featured sellers are Holder Farms Retirement, JB Farms, Justin Williams, Sapp Brothers, Inc. out of Omaha, Nebraska, Terry Evans out of Missouri, Trevor Parsons out of Harrisburg, Nebraska. The Jason Lee retirement sale from Lynch, Nebraska will be tomorrow. Mark Kirchhoff is in Winterset, Iowa. They're selling equipment. Taylor Implement, Inc. out of Yuma, Colorado will be a seller. Tom Shields from O'Neill, Nebraska, plus the University of Nebraska, Lincoln. Those sellers, plus an additional 130 other sellers, are selling on the Wednesday, April 9th Big Iron auction. Headliner items include a 2024 Cub Cadet Pro Z 900 zero-turn riding lawnmower, John Deere 4730 self-propelled sprayer, a John Deere 9460R four-wheel drive tractor. There's a Case IH 8120 combine, a 2006 Caterpillar D6N XL dozer with a ripper and a Trimble GPS control system, selling out of Nebraska City for Kreufels Construction and Excavating, Inc. Plus a pair of 2022 Deutz mechanical front tractors selling for Taylor Implement out of Yuma, Colorado. GS Corn Inc. from Henderson, Nebraska will sell an International 515 payloader and a 2006 Challenger MT 765B track tractor. The University of Nebraska will sell over 76 items from their various educational and research facilities across the state of Nebraska. Calvin Zimmerman from Alta Vista, Kansas will sell a Landall 850 33-foot land finisher, a Haybuster H1000 tub grinder, Kinsey 3650 Series 16-row planter, and a Case H Magnum 275 mechanical front tractor. Hagler Farm Inc. from Atwood, Kansas. They'll sell a 2023 New Holland C362 compact track loader, a Demco 1050 grain cart. They have a Skiles fertilizer nurse tank trailer and several Neptune chemigation pumps. Folks, there's a big sale here on Wednesday, April the 9th. Start your due diligence today. Call the owners, call the Big Iron reps, and ask questions. And then on Thursday, Triple J Farms will sell 63 high-quality items. And on Friday, April the 11th, 176 acres of Nemaha County, Nebraska land will sell in 2 tracts for Brandon Snodgrass. And also 116 acres of Nemaha County land will sell for Rick and Rebecca Jones. There's a full schedule of auctions this week, and it continues on into next week as well. We're still listing equipment that will sell year-round on Big Iron, and remember, 72% of all bids received are from mobile devices. So they're bidding from their phones or their mobile device. A lot of folks like to participate in auctions when they're in their tractors. Just remember to be safe while bidding from any mobile device. Please call if you've got land, livestock, or equipment you would like to sell. 1-800-937-3558.
Cattlemen, spring is here and things are starting to green up. But alongside the good green like pasture grass and trees come the bad greens. Musk thistles, mullenweed, buckbrush, and other weeds. Let Aero Aviation help you get the bad green under control this spring. They use the latest in aircraft and GPS technology and crop protection products while keeping the good green in your pocket. Call Casey, Melissa, or Kim today and schedule spring spraying with Aero Aviation, 872-5113.
If you're carrying it, Barney Pharmacy has something to put it in. Go browse their great selection of new purses, wallets, and even the clear bags you need for a sporting event or concert. From gold or white to brown or red, the color to fit your personality is at Barney Pharmacy. Plus, choices include traditional over-the-shoulder or crossbody style, or for traveling light, go with a wrist strap. Visit Barney Pharmacy, downtown Broken Bow, for purses, wallets, clear bags, and more.
8:35 is your time. Thanks for watching or listening to The Breakfast Show, and thanks to our guests so far today. Always have good people come through this door into the studio to make our show, really. That's what makes the show work, is people advertising and coming in person, and it's really, over the years, been a treat. Now, speaking of treats, that kind of rhymes with tweet. And
yes, it does.
I didn't know this, but
sweet.
This wasn't so sweet. A fake news tweet led to a $2 trillion stock market mistake this morning.
Oh, I haven't heard this.
Breaking news. How did $8 cost the stock market nearly $2 trillion this morning? Easy. Some joker paid $8 for one of those verified badges on X to look like a legit news service, and then tweeted out a fake story about how the president was considering pausing tariffs for 3 months. It was a fake story.
Oh, no.
That was enough to rebound the stock market 2,000 points until half an hour later when they realized it was bogus. Now, that tells us two things. There's got to be a little, system or security to try to keep those sorts of false statements, false stories posted, but also reminds us again how reactive the market is to news.
And how we don't necessarily research what we read.
A fake story moves the market nearly $2 trillion this morning. Turns out it was fake. The guy paid $8 to get a verification badge on X to look like a legit news service. Tweeted out a fake story about how the president was considering pausing tariffs for 3 months. And for a short period of time, the stock market spiked. It went way up.
Wow.
Now, there's a lot to that story because you're thinking, are the people who are buying and selling stocks, they're reacting to and basing their buy and sell on stories like that?
Yeah, well, you're right. There's a lot of things you can take from that, and one of the biggest things is just human behavior.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Yeah. Well, it happened this morning, but it has been corrected, so yakety yak.
Take out the papers and the trash, or you don't get no spending cash.
It's a little worrisome, and this one is actually factual, I believe. The National Weather Service staff cuts could cost us some lives. There were more tornadoes and flooding across the Midwest and South this past weekend, and the National Weather Service says it doesn't have enough people to deal with it. About half of the forecast offices across the country are missing 20% of their staff after the federal cuts this year. It's so bad, meteorologists in Kentucky don't have enough people to survey tornado damage, so they're relying on pictures from social media. One meteorologist calls it a crisis situation. Yeah, that would be worrisome.
Yes.
Now, your folks, Mom and Jim, live down in Arkansas.
They do.
They've had a lot of storms down there.
They have, yes. Yeah, parts of Arkansas have, I believe, just kind of been right in the middle of all of this tragic weather news that we have been reading about, kind of in that area. Now, as far as where Mom and Dad live, they've been away from that.
That's good.
Fortunately for them, we're thankful. So
yeah, well, I sure wouldn't want anything happening to Mom and Jim, that's for sure, or anybody else down that way.
Yes.
Well, you have the 20% cut in staff for the National Weather Service. And then you have a member of Congress who has time to request a beer for her son on his birthday. So a congresswoman could be in some hot water after tweeting that she wants us to buy her son a beer for his birthday. Marjorie Taylor Greene posted, "It's my baby boy's birthday. He's 22. I love him so much. Buy him a beer." Followed by a Venmo link.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
She deleted the tweet pretty quickly, but the internet lasts forever, and it goes against House ethic rules, which prohibits members from soliciting gifts.
Ah.
But, let's be honest. Politicians never seem to get in too much trouble anymore for anything like that. They'll probably slap a hand or, something like that. I don't know. But, yeah, buy my son a beer.
And then the Venmo link. That's what I like.
Set up Venmo.
Here's how you can send your money.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm curious as to how much he got before it got taken down.
Before she shut it down, I don't know. He certainly got one beer. He's 22. He can buy his own darn beer.
Yeah.
Good grief.
We are large enough to serve, small enough to care. Melham provides procedures such as hysterectomies, knee replacements, cataract operations, orthopedic surgery, and many other surgical procedures. Each of those performed at Melham Medical Center in Broken Bow without the ride to Kearney or Grand Island. To learn more, visit melham.org or call 308-872-4100 today and learn why Melham Medical Center is large enough to serve, small enough to care.
This is April Good, proud to be with Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers. We guarantee you the very best exposure in marketing your property, averaging over 40,000 visitors per month to our website. This market is hot, but if you want a premium for your farm, ranch, or recreational land, you need your property to be able to be found by investors and buyers. If you are thinking about selling, call me, April Good, for a free market analysis and check us out at lashleyland.com.
846, more hot news. This is going to blow you away, folks. It's scary. It's neat. It's amazing, but it's scary.
Okay.
Scientists bring back ancient wolf in the world's first de-extension. The very same Texas lab that created the woolly mammoth mouse last month has done it again by bringing back a species of wolf that disappeared 13,000 years ago. The dire wolf pups, I should say, were born using DNA from an ancient tooth and mixed with genes from the gray wolf, making it the first ever de-extension of an animal.
Wow.
That's crazy, isn't it?
A bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with you. A little scary.
Well, think what they could do with human beings. Hey, you know what? Just after reading that story about the congresswoman who wanted the public to pay for a beer, not a very honest thing to do. If we could use this process and get some DNA from, let's say, Abe Lincoln or George Washington or Thomas Jefferson, the originators of the Constitution, who were perceived as honest men, and bring them back and insert them into those positions.
Oh.
The vehicle, though, what would you, like, would you take a tooth out of a... I don't know how that would work.
But how old was the... How many years ago was the wolf or whatever that they took the DNA from?
The dire wolf disappeared 13,000 years ago.
Wow, man.
So they had the skeletal remains or tooth of one, and they used the DNA off of that, and then used, what'd they say, a gray wolf to make and bring back an animal from 13,000 years ago.
Wow.
So if we could bring back George Washington, oh my. Smoke gets in your eyes on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Brent brought up an interesting question during our song. Yes, what would happen if we were able to bring back, through DNA, George Washington, for instance, or Thomas Jefferson, and we could have them on the breakfast show?
Yeah, it'd be great to... It would be just... Wouldn't that be neat if you could bring people back and have visits with them now today? Certainly our founding fathers.
Yeah.
That would be, wow, interesting discussions to have, to say the least.
I would probably start by this with Thomas Jefferson and say,
oh, boy.
Do you mind if I call you Tom? We're kind of casual around here, Tom.
Yeah.
ask you.
Well, yeah, I mean, Dave's all about the personal questions, so that would be interesting.
Well, there's all kinds of things, and we won't go into detail, but there are, of course, historic facts about those founders of the Constitution who, they weren't perfect. They had things that we would look at today and go, why were you doing that? Well, it was in a different time. But it would be interesting to ask them about, you said it off the air, what would they say when they looked at what was going on today?
Yeah, for sure.
That would be the biggest question.
Yes.
Like, George, you look pretty good for having wooden teeth. How do you feel about what's going on today?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be wild, wouldn't it?
It would be. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it'd just be great to be able to have visits with with historical figures.
Yeah.
No matter what realm.
Yeah.
I mean, think about some of the great musicians of our time who have passed away. Man, wouldn't it be great wouldn't it be amazing to have a conversation with Buddy Holly?
Oh man, wouldn't that be fun?
Right? I mean,
yeah. Gosh, yes, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
And figures that were activists in their time, Malcolm X, or
sure,
some people like that, Martin Luther King. Boy,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be interesting.
Oh wow, yeah. What? Yeah, what? Man,
JF.
yeah. Just what an interview that would be.
Yeah, JFK.
Yeah.
Maybe he could tell us what really happened in Dallas.
Yeah.
I don't know that he would know that, but it'd be fascinating. Great idea, Brent. Let's watch. With the DNA thing.
Yeah, I guess you never know now.
It could happen. It really could. Not in our time, maybe, and hopefully, I don't know if that's a good thing. But it would be great.
I would agree with you there.
It'd be great to get the facts straight from the people who wrote the Constitution. I mean, that would be amazing. All right, also amazing was the cookie contest that we had.
Oh, the chocolate chip cookie challenge.
People are still talking about that, and we did have that suggestion to have a carrot cake contest and 4 men only baking contest. Our next activity on KCNI KBBN, you'll not have to do anything but somehow enter. I don't know for sure the details, but I do know that our good friend Jeremy Shipe is working on it, and he's teasing us right now. So here is the teaser for May.
Get ready for something meaty this May. KCNI and KBBN are cooking up a giveaway you won't want to miss. There's a secret stash of sizzling prizes hidden in the airwaves, but only the bold will uncover them. Trust us, it's not just a steak dinner. This is a beefy surprise that will have you hooked. Stay tuned, stay hungry, and keep those ears sharp. May the beef be with you.
A rummage sale is always popular, but this one's been going on for many, many years and remains popular. The Melham Medical Center Auxiliary Spring Sale. The rummage sale will be held at the Broken Bow Municipal Building. The dates are April 13th through the 17th. They usually have a day, maybe a day and a half of bundle day, they call it, where you drop off your donations. On Sunday, April 13th, 1 until 5, and Monday, April 14th, from 8 until 6 will be those bundle days I just spoke about. Sale days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, April 15th, 16th, and 17th, and a half day on that Thursday. So pretty much a traditional way of doing it. They ask that you bring in things, make sure they're clean and wearable and usable, and volunteers are needed. So if you'd like to help, get a hold of the auxiliary president, Jan Doggett, at 870-0801. All the proceeds go to Healthcare Scholarship Fund and improvements at Melham.
And if I can add to that for just a second, visited with Jan a few days ago, and we're going to air that interview for you on today's edition of Public Affairs, just after 10 o'clock this morning on KCNI. And so listen to that, gives you more details about the rummage sale. Also, we go into what the funds are used for. Some
great.
wonderful things have been donated to the hospital. I know that Jan talked about like furniture for the emergency room, waiting room. I think back to their remodel. A lot of the funds were raised to put TVs in the new rooms way back when they did the remodel and everything. And a lot of money goes towards scholarships as well. So tune in and listen to that. We'll have all the details for you on Public Affairs just after 10 o'clock today.
All right. Thank you very much, Brent. Little music to take us to the top.
KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. President Trump's promising to impose additional 50% tariffs on Chinese imports if the country doesn't withdraw retaliatory tariffs by noon today. And Beijing is responding. The BBC's Stephen McDonald.
Beijing is digging in the face of these latest threats from Donald Trump, saying it'll introduce its own countermeasures if Donald Trump makes good on these threats.
The Supreme Court's ruled the president can use an 18th century wartime law to deport Venezuelan migrants. But correspondent Jan Crawford says they'll have to have court hearings first.
All 9 justices agree that there must be some kind of process before the Trump administration can remove people for deportation.
Police in the Dominican Republic say at least 13 people were killed, more than 70 injured, when the roof of a disco collapsed in the capital of Santo Domingo early today. Officials say they're searching the rubble for possible survivors. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles,
Here's Steve DeSager.
The Florida Gators won the national title in college basketball Monday night, 65-63 over Houston, which had the ball for the last 19 seconds but failed to get a shot off. The Gators trailed by 12 early in the second half. In the NBA, Sacramento was a comeback winner at Detroit, 127-117. Zach LaVine, 43 points and 37 for teammate DeMar DeRozan. Miami sent Philadelphia to a 12th straight loss, 117-105. The NBA regular season ends Sunday. In the NHL, St. Louis's 12-game winning streak ended with a 3-1 defeat at Winnipeg. Tampa Bay was a 5-1 winner at the Rangers. The Masters starts Thursday. Practice was suspended by weather. In Major League Baseball, Padres and Seattle each won, Baltimore as well. Cincinnati got 2 runs in the 8th and won at San Francisco 2-0, ending the Giants' 7-game winning streak. The Mets won their 5th straight.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Daytime highs approaching 73. Today, under mainly sunny skies, southerly winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies. Tonight, lows level off around 43. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Tomorrow, slight chance of rain showers. Highs level off around 69. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
From delicious burgers and chicken strips to cones, shakes, and blizzards, truly something for everyone. Visit your local Dairy Queen on West Highway 2 in Broken Bow and feed your cravings. They look forward to seeing you soon.
Currently 36, mostly sunny. Winds are out of the southeast, 5 to 15 miles per hour. 64 hundredths precipitation so far this month, and we are, of course, hoping for more. Fish fry, last one put on by the Knights of Columbus, comes up this Friday at Ansley's Community Center, Ansley, America, serving from 5:30 until 7 p.m. Take it in and enjoy. They'd love to have you. Also been talking about the Easter egg hunts around the area. One of those that we have information on is put on by Custer Care and the Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce, along with Jania Melham, Myers Construction, and Power Solutions. This will come up on April 18th, which is a Friday of this month, and the hunt will begin at 1:30. Bring your own basket. 4 and under will hunt in the square, and 5 through 12-year-olds will search for numbers. The annual Easter egg hunt here in Broken Bow on April 18th. Check the calendar in your community. There's got to be an Easter egg hunt of some kind in your communities.
Some job opportunities being posted for you right now on sandhillsexpress.com. Go to the employment page to take a look at all of them. Among them, you'll find this one. City Cafe in Broken Bow is needing 2 servers. Duties would include waiting and bussing tables and some cashiering as well. Hours would be 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., no weekends or evenings. Stop into the City Cafe on the west side of the square in Broken Bow for an application. And remember, you'd be working with Betty, one of the best cooks in town. So if you'd like to join the City Cafe team as a server, again, duties would include waiting and bussing tables and some cashiering as well. Hours, again, 6 to 2, no weekends or evenings. If you're interested, stop into the City Cafe on the west side of the square in Broken Bow.
Thank you, Brent. We have a note on our chat box here. We were talking about how cool it would be to have the likes of Thomas Jefferson or Abraham Lincoln in the breakfast show to visit with us. And they did say here, and this is true, Reed said, keep in mind the drafters of the Constitution favored slavery and denied most people the right to vote. While their democracy was an improvement over imperialism, they were still very elitist. Now, that's very true, Reed, and that's why the Constitution has been amended and grown and changed along the way. I happen to have the privilege of being in D.C. and going to the home of Washington, and yes, there were slave quarters there. So it certainly, in their time, it was different, but it was a pretty big step to get away from imperialism. And you're right, Reed. Thanks for that note. Very much. Appreciate that. Well, boycotting is going on, Brent.
Oh, what are we boycotting?
Big corporations.
Oh.
Suddenly, people have started boycotting Walmart.
Oh.
Apparently, it's the latest American company to be targeted by supposedly nonpartisan protests over companies that barely pay corporate taxes, while their CEOs receive tens of millions of dollars a year. After this week, the boycott will move to General Mills, followed by Amazon, Target, and McDonald's.
Wow.
And they've planned a nationwide total retail boycott on the 4th of July.
Oh, okay.
That was in the news today. You asked a question earlier that is also on our sheet this morning, our news sheet.
What's that?
Well, with all this tariff talk and all the games of chicken going on between companies and countries and politicians and so forth, with what's happened with the tariffs, the price of oil has dropped dramatically. A barrel of oil is not worth what it was before all this tariff talk. But, oddly enough, if oil is so cheap, why is gas prices still high or not falling? You'd think a price of an oil falling down to just $60 a gallon, gas prices should be dirt cheap too, but experts say that's not necessarily the case, Brent. AAA says the national average is up 15 cents a gallon since last month. That's because not only are we now paying tariffs on oil from Canada and Mexico, but the refineries have also switched over to summer blend gas, which is a lot more expensive to produce. So just know that when you're at the gas station and you're paying 15 cents more a gallon, it's because it's a summer blend.
Okay.
So you can feel good about that.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
I just wanted to help you out.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I know that kind of bugs you, and it's the summer blend.
All right.
It's kind of like...
All right. Summer blend goes right along with apparently the summer price as well.
The summer gouge. They know you're going to travel in the summer, so there's a summer blend.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, thanks for explaining
that.
that.
Or does it? Danny and the Juniors from 1958 here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Brent Apperson has a couple things he wants to tell you about. I have a couple of things I want to ask him about. That's next.
Okay. Here's another job opportunity for you. Nebraska Department of Transportation has an exceptional opportunity for a highway maintenance worker to join their team in Broken Bow At the Nebraska Department of Transportation, they reward their employees' hard work with a friendly and supportive work environment that encourages creativity and innovation. They provide training and career development, advancement opportunities, ample paid time off, work-life balance, and it also includes a comprehensive benefits package. So if you'd like to apply, you need to go online because an online state application must be completed. So go to this website. It's statejobs.nebraska.gov. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity, veterans preference employer.
All right, Brent, thank you very much. Any track coverage this week?
Yeah, we plan to go to Arnold for you on Friday. Going to do some live reports from the big South Loop Track and Field Invite. Many of our area teams compete at that track invitational, so we'll be there doing some live updates of results for you throughout the day, and you can listen to them on KBBN 95.3 FM throughout the day on Friday.
Thank you very much. 9:13. And again, I want to remind you folks, as you drive through town, you're going to run into different patterns on the roadways. Going to be some just two-lane traffic situations narrowed down so they can work on the other side of the highway. I think they're doing a great job of getting everything set up and ready for the heavier construction to take place. But mostly we want to be very, very careful. There's going to be a lot of those orange barrels and different markers and so forth. And there's going to be a lot of workers out there in between and alongside of those. So please slow down a little bit, drive carefully, and we'll get this job done. Come September, we'll be very, very happy about all the work that's been done and improved our roadway through town here. But we want to make sure we can do that accident-free.
Yeah, and be careful, too, when you're coming off the side roads to merge into traffic, whether it be, well, whether you're turning across traffic or going with traffic.
Yeah.
Be really careful that you get out and turned in the
right
get in the right lane through all of the, kind of through the maze a little bit. So yeah, be careful when you're trying to come off the side streets and merging into traffic.
And I think law officials will be trying to help us with that. I noticed this morning on the way out that one of the sheriff's vehicles was kind of watching traffic go by and making sure everybody was getting along okay. Now, speaking of that, I was downtown getting the mail the other day, and there was a truck, big 18-wheeler, trying to back down the alley there alongside Juanito's and that alley there. And the sheriff, Osmond, was there, and he was out at his lights on and was helping the trucker back into that alley. And actually, I suppose if you want to get technical about it, Sheriff Osmond is not that responsible for the city traffic. But I just thought, you know what? That's what you like to see law officials do is, help people out. And he was doing that because that would be, as a former truck driver, that would be a very small target to get into.
Yeah.
And he was there helping the driver get back into the alley safely. And those sorts of things are appreciated. And I know all different officers from all different departments do that sort of thing kind of unnoticed. And this one was pretty easy to see because it was right downtown. And there's a lot of times, I'm sure, that all the different officers out there, the men and women who serve us, have the job of walking up to an accident or, having to write out a ticket they really don't want to write out, but they have to keep everybody safe. So thank you for what you do. I appreciate that. And that was kind of an example of that.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get a little sentimental now.
Oh.
On this Tuesday, right?
It is Tuesday, yes.
All right. We've been celebrating oldies but goodies from 1958. We're going to switch off that just a little bit, but same theme.
A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music
Not off the computer, not off a CD. So here we are, back live. We have no computer to play any music. And I'm not going to be able to find that song on a CD right away, but I'll find another one.
That's great.
What year do you want to hear?
I don't know. You've been playing the 50s.
Well, how about 1960?
There you go.
Yeah.
That'll work.
And then maybe we'll be able to get that back on. 1960. Oh, yes.
While Dave's queuing up the song here, we will kind of give you another programming note here. Coming up this weekend, we do plan to get Nebraska baseball back on the air for you. We've been doing Sunday baseball with the Huskers. Didn't have Sunday baseball this past weekend because of Nebraska basketball. The network was covering that, so we did that for you on Sunday. But we'll be back to baseball for you this Sunday afternoon when the Huskers take on Iowa. Pre-game coverage starting at 12:30, and that'll be coming up on Sunday afternoon on KBBN 95.3 FM.
Thanks, Brent.
You're welcome.
Live radio. Nothing like it. Our computer is still rebooting, and that's my fault because I was thinking I had played that song off a CD, and it was actually off the computer, and I actually rebooted the computer myself because we're having some audio problems with it, skipping, and I told Jeremy, don't worry, I'll reboot it during the breakfast show.
Well, you did. You
I
are.
did. It's rebooting now,
See?
folks.
It's all good.
Well, we've got it set up here. Stick around. We've got more great music for you here on this Tuesday.
Yes.
Here we go. We'll go around and around and around doing the twist on the screen here, but it didn't quite get back up to where we needed it to, so we're going to continue with 1960. Also interrupted Don McLean's American Pie. Some people say
there might be repercussions for that.
I'm going to pay for that, so I'm going to make it right.
Okay.
I'm going to make it right. When the show is over on KBBN, I will play Don McLean's American Pie for you.
Nice.
And because we got to play that. We started it.
Yes.
And I thought I was playing it off the CD. I've been using the CD player all morning, and so I screwed up. That's what I do, at least once every 12 to 15 minutes.
You're way too hard on yourself.
That's all right. That's all right. Life's good. People are kind. And neighbors especially. Neighbors are especially kind to one another.
Mm-hmm. Especially in our neighborhood.
Yeah. Yep. So, I think that concludes the show. There was one more thing I wanted to mention, but now that I kind of got off track here, I can't remember what it was. It was probably not very important because sometimes it's not here on this show. But we have had a lot of hot stories for you today. And remember, to be sure and go to the Marjorie's website so that you can buy her son a beer.
Wow.
Venmo.
But don't wear your underwear on your head. I don't get that.
Especially that type. That was a thong type of.
Yeah.
That's
in case you're just joining us. Dave shared a story about what TikTok or something. TikTok has started this wearing underwear on your head.
You can curl your hair without heat if you use a thong.
Oh my!
According to TikTok. I would recommend if you're going to walk outdoors with your underwear on your head, use boxers. And ladies, I'll leave it up to you. What you want to, if you want to go outside with your underwear on your head, that's kind of your call. Of the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show starts at 7:30. Join us then and find out what will happen on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody.
See ya.